Hey everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Samsung Galaxy Note Pro 12.2. This 12.2-inch Android tablet is priced at $749.99 for the 32 gig model and $849.99 for the 64. This is a Wi-Fi only tablet. Keep in mind that it does have a micro SD card slot for storage expansion, something that you should definitely consider when making your decision between the 32 and 64 gig model. Now, this is a very pricey tablet, especially since it has pretty much identical innards to that of the Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition that I covered in the past, and which is still arguably one of the best, if not the best, tablet on the market in the 10.1-inch class. So the 12.2-inch has a lot to live up to and really builds off of that brand, and many will argue that it literally is just a 12.2-inch version of the model that I just mentioned. In terms of specifications, let's go over them right now. First and foremost, that 12.2-inch display is 2560 by 1600 resolution and is a TFT LCD, so not the clear type panel being used in the 8.4, the same panel basically that Samsung is employing in the older Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition. They're also using the exact same processor, the Exynos 5. That's not a bad thing. You actually have two quad-core chips here, which is a best-in-class feature, and in terms of handling hardware really allows, or handling software I should say, really allows for some incredible and best-in-class multitasking, something that the entire Pro line of Samsung's Galaxy Tab tablets will now be known for, since they do have a Pro line as of the announcement back at CES 2014. Full 1080p playback and recording, because we do have an 8 megapixel camera for still and video capture. Of course, the S Pen on board. What would this be without that S Pen experience and the Wacom digitizer? You've got an infrared blaster for universal remote control capability with the Watch On software that is included. The 8 megapixel camera on the rear does have an LED flash to complement it. You have a 2 megapixel camera on the front of the tablet. Of course, GPS, 3 gigs of RAM, something that again matches that of the 10.1 2014 edition and surpasses what is found in the Galaxy Tab Pro 8.4, where you'll find 2 gigs of RAM. So everything about this tablet does speak to the most premium experience that you could possibly get, beyond just a growth in real estate of the screen size itself. Beyond that, 9,500 milliamp battery ensures that we should get pretty solid battery life out of this. Bluetooth 4.0, Wi-Fi is dual band and AC certified, so basically you should expect best-in-class Wi-Fi performance from this tablet, much like the Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition. And then just a whole host of software, which we'll get into as I unbox it, much like, again, the 2014 edition. And that's because Samsung knows that this is a media consumption tablet and also a business machine for many users. So with that out of the way, let's get this out of the box. And I did already break the seal just for the ease of removal here. Put the box over there, and you can see we've got the tablet. Gonna go ahead and get it out of here, and already show you that Samsung, much like with the Note 2014, the Note 10.1 2014 edition, already letting you know the perks associated with your brand new purchase. And it's $750 or $850. Well, I don't blame them. So we've got a subscription to Bloomberg Business Week, some credit to Google Play, a Hulu Plus temporary subscription, Cisco WebEx, Dropbox, and New York Times. And essentially, Samsung reminding you you've got your magazine, home, and multi-window capability. They're letting you know up here that the S Pen is in the upper right corner, and there is the display. And again, 2560 by 1600 resolution, a 2 megapixel camera. Let me move this out of range. The box wasn't helping with focus. The 2 megapixel camera right there, as well as a light sensor in order to adjust screen brightness. You've got a home button down here at the bottom, if I can bring it into focus. Having a little trouble struggling here. The home button, back button, and a multitask button. Samsung has done away with the menu button in favor of basically getting in line with Android uniformity. On the left-hand side of the tablet, we have our 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as one of the two stereo speakers. On the bottom, completely clean. And by the way, the bezel has changed. So the construction from the Galaxy Note 2014 edition, the Galaxy Note 10.1, also slightly different. Because even though we still have this chrome bezel that isn't actually metal, it's not exactly the same. That's my best way of describing it. Very similar, but not identical. Micro SD card slot for storage expansion, USB 3.0 port for charging. This is huge. And also just in general, to have USB 3.0 on board, a big upgrade, something that is not available in some of the other Pro tablets in this brand new lineup. Your other stereo speaker, and then finally the S Pen, which has pretty much stayed the same, but the software has been tweaked, and this brand new TouchWiz, let me get the back plastic off of this as well, the brand new TouchWiz interface is now referred to as the Magazine UX. So the days of TouchWiz are over. Samsung trying to put that behind them, and now we've got the Magazine UX software overlay. So even though this is running Android 4.4 KitKat out of the box, like all of the Pro tablets that just launched this week, you still will be dealing with an overlay, but arguably for many users, that overlay is what brings them back to Samsung. They really do like the experience and the added value of those perks that many people would rather not pay for, because they do feel as if they are. Samsung branding, the same faux leather back, which feels like it's become even more textured and, in other words, better grip. And that's a good thing, because the same back, or at least style of back, that you'll find on all of the other Note devices of days past looked like they would give you that grip advantage, but didn't necessarily have it, and this clearly does. Your 8-megapixel camera with LED flash right there, and that pretty much rounds it out. The top of the device, you can see we've got our power button, volume rocker, and then the infrared blaster. And that's it. That's the entire body. Very lightweight, considering this is a 12.2-inch device. The back, by the way, not a fingerprint magnet. That's something that Samsung has resolved on all of their products. I think the two biggest criticisms of the high plastic gloss finish were fingerprint magnet, so that's eliminated here, and also not any form of real grip with a high gloss finish. So they've accomplished two things with this back, despite the mixed reviews it has received. I could definitely live without the stitch. I'm not sure who made that call, but either way, that's a very minor bone to pick with what is arguably one of the most impressive tablets on the market, if you actually require this much screen real estate. So let's see what else is in the rest of this box. No surprises here. We've got our wall adapter for the USB 3.0 connector for charging. And here is the USB 3.0 cable, and you can see we've got a different head than what you would traditionally have seen from Samsung or any other tablet manufacturer for that matter. And the convenience that many have come to enjoy of being able to charge tablets with micro USB, I can tell you that convenience is far exceeded by having USB 3.0 on board here, at least for the power users that Samsung, again, is targeting with this tablet. We've also got our booklet, warranty information, as well as quick start guide and the Samsung perks, literature to verify that, and then finally some replacement tips for the S Pen, as well as a clip. So that pretty much rounds out the contents of the box, and again, back to the tablet. Now you may be wondering why anyone would want this, and there's a really simple answer. It's that Samsung recognizes that more and more people are substituting mobile devices, tablets, for computers and ultrabooks. And as much as Intel and Microsoft would love everyone to use their options, Samsung, being a manufacturer of both, knows there is a market for both. And there are those of you that prefer having a device like this with Wacom Digitizer and S Pen support, as well as some great multitasking and quick access to pretty much all of the information you can ever need over a traditional Windows environment or Apple OS environment. So that's exactly what they deliver here. Pretty much best-in-class screen, so that's not an issue, and that's something they've been doing for a while now, because Samsung is one of the largest, display manufacturers in the world. And when it comes to, actual Android success, they've had more of it than just about anybody. And that's why they are making so many tablets. We've got the regular Galaxy Tab line, which is the budget lineup. Then you step up to what used to be the Note, and now the Note has become part of the Pro lineup, which really represents their best tablets in every class. And by class, I do mean screen size. So the overlay is very similar to what you've experienced in the past as a Samsung customer familiar with TouchWiz. But things have been tweaked, things have been changed. The hand holding is still there to let you know how multi-window works. And obviously, multi-window has been developed even more, and that's something I'll cover as I update my experience with this tablet and the overall new user interface. I expect there will still be a little bit of lag. That's something that everyone always asked me about the Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 edition, and that's because really this tablet just does so much, and the Samsung software overlay is what most people blame the lag on, and that's a pretty logical assumption considering how powerful the Exynos 5 chip is that's under the hood, and the fact that it even has an extra quad-core chip for low-power operations for battery saving. But I think the software upgrades that we've gotten here, at least from what I've seen initially, are some key ones and really will change this device. And since most Samsung owners or prospective buyers know that one of the disadvantages to going with a product like this is that software support isn't what you're going to get with a Nexus device. Really, you've got to be happy in a sense with what you're getting out of the box. Samsung does the best job at delivering exactly that. So if you are the type of consumer that isn't interested in rooting or worried about the latest version of the OS getting pushed, when you hear about it in the news in the next several months, then this tablet may be exactly what you're looking for, especially if you want to replace that Ultrabook notebook PC that really is overkill for your daily computing needs. Also, this is going to get superior battery life to just about anything, and again, that Wacom Digitizer experience. It does exist on some PC options, but nothing in this form factor. And again, remember, Samsung makes both, so they're going to do their best to make the argument for an Android device like this. It's so thin, so lightweight, yet has a quality build that really is unmatched in the industry right now. And really, I just have a lot to like about this, because larger tablets has been one of those niche markets that a lot of manufacturers have not stepped out into. Originally, Toshiba tried it unsuccessfully, but Samsung has a brand here that is, I won't say untouchable, but unique and right now unrivaled in the business. So an obvious move for me, at least in my opinion, for Samsung, I meant, to make a tablet like this. We were waiting for it for quite a while, and I think for those of you who felt 10.1 inches was just too small and still left you feeling like it was too much of a compromise, that's where this 12.2-inch tablet has a lot of promise. Between storage expansion, that IR blaster, Bluetooth, GPS, USB 3.0, I mean, this is a tablet with current generation hardware that, again, yes, the Exynos 5 has been around, much like has the Snapdragon S800, as well as the Tegra 4, but they still offer best-in-class mobile performance, and now combined with later improved, I'll say, software should promise a very solid overall package. Whether or not it's going to warrant that lofty $750 or $850 price point really comes down to your personal preference and what type of platform you want to be working with. Because for as many people that will always argue you can easily get a computer, Ultrabook, laptop for this price, there are plenty of people that simply don't want to carry that around, whether you agree with that opinion or not. And that's why I'm reviewing this and sharing it with all of you. So a lot of excitement about this tablet, even though, again, it seems like a 12.2-inch, 2014 edition. There are enhancements that are subtle yet critical. And you'll see that through the course of my full review. But overall, a nice tablet, definitely expensive, but you are getting a lot for what you pay for. And remember, this will go down in price like every other piece of consumer electronics. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.